Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A Wenatchee man will spend just over 3 years in prison for selling methamphetamine out of his home during a police sting operation. Prosecutors on Wednesday withdrew charges against a Wenatchee man accused of hurling 3 Molotov cocktails in an attack on his former partner and her current boyfriend. Get ready for a wet and cooler weekend ahead with mountain snow as well. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. The city of Leavenworth is giving residents a heads up about a planned water outage scheduled for next week. On Tuesday, the Public Works Department will undergo critical work to connect a new water main running south from the city on Icicle Road. The service interruption will be in the area between the Icicle River Bridge and the connection point at East Leavenworth Road. The city says a significant number of homes south of the Leavenworth Golf Course will be temporarily out of water for the majority of the day. The water outage is expected to last from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. A Wenatchee man will spend just over 3 years in prison for selling methamphetamine out of his home during a police sting operation. The Columbia River Drug Task Force used confidential informants to buy meth in 2023 and early 2024 from Wilver Ventura Acosta, now age 50, who sold the drugs from his residence on South Chelan Avenue. He pleaded guilty Wednesday to 3 felony counts of distributing narcotics, 1 count of possessing drugs, and 1 of using a building for drug purposes. While he was free on bond, Acosta allegedly sold meth again last summer to buyers in Wenatchee's Locomotive Park and still awaits trial in that case. Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt sentenced Acosta on Wednesday to a term of 40 months in prison. When we come back, Washington State's top cop is calling for a lower standard to measure intoxication among drivers. And wildfire teams began their last steps this week to wrap up response to the lower Sugarloaf and Labor Mountain fires. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
You won't be voting for Congress or the presidency this year, but local elections are the place where your voice can make the most difference. Wenatchee Valley candidates are lining up to serve on city councils and school boards on both sides of the Columbia River. NCWLIFE put all of them in the hot seat so you can find the ones who represent you the best. Watch our interviews at these times and dates right here on our channel or anytime online at ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCWLIFE channel. Your vote matters to us.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Prosecutors on Wednesday withdrew charges against a Wenatchee man accused of hurling 3 Molotov cocktails in an attack on his former partner and her current boyfriend. 49-year-old Eric Vaughn Jackson was found unable to stand trial due to his mental state. He was arrested in February and charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder after allegedly hurling glass jars full of gasoline at one victim and at the trailer where his former partner lived. The fire bombs did not detonate. Jackson allegedly admitted to the attempts, but after he was assessed for competency at Eastern State Hospital, Chelan County prosecutors agreed he was unable to understand the case or assist in his own defense. A judge instead ordered Jackson to be evaluated for possible commitment to psychiatric care. Wildfire teams began their last steps this week to wrap up response to the lower Sugarloaf and Labor Mountain fires. That included disassembling a series of remote automatic weather stations placed in the fire zone to relay weather data to meteorologists during the fires. That machinery helped them chart wind speed and direction, relative humidity, and other factors that could influence firefighting operations. Northwest Incident Team 3, which oversaw those major fires during the last stages, closed out its work today. As of 6 p.m., management of the contained fire was turned over to the U.S. Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management, and Washington Department of Natural Resources.
And I just want to thank everyone for their patience as a community, patience from the partners, as we know that these fires have gone on for some weeks and have disrupted lots of opportunities for recreation, as well as displaced some folks in terms of the evacuations that occurred. We also want to say thank you to the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, the Washington DNR, and the Spokane BLM for your support to not only us, Northwest Team 3, but previous incident management teams and ultimately the firefighter as we work to close out these incidents.
Washington State's top cop is calling for a lower standard to measure intoxication among drivers. State Patrol Chief John Batiste said last week the state's 0.08% blood alcohol threshold to define drunkenness should be dropped to 0.05%, a measurement that's only used in one other state. Bills in the legislature to reduce the BAC limit have so far failed each year. Proponents say it could save more than 1,700 lives every year in Washington and cut alcohol-related fatalities by 11%. Batiste endorsed the idea on state broadcast network TVW.
When we put the helmet law into effect for motorcycle operators, we save lives. When we put training in place for motorcycle operators to be thoroughly trained before being given a license, we save lives. We've lowered the BAC level during my tenure. We saw drops in fatalities related to alcohol on the roadways, so it works. And we're one of the only industrialized nations in the world who really doesn't operate at an 05 level as is. And I've had lots of conversations with my peer in Utah, who was the first state to take that challenge on, and they've seen nothing but success as a result thereof.
So is that a clear endorsement from the Chief of the Patrol that you'd like to see us do that?
It definitely is, because I'm hired to save lives and make sure the troopers out there are helping do that, and that is another tool, a law, that would help them do so.
A Chelan High School science teacher is a finalist for North Central Washington Tech Alliance's STEM Champion of the Year. The award recognizes educators and community members dedicated to science, technology, engineering, and math learning experiences and promoting STEM pathways for students. The nomination material for Chelan High teacher April Slagle says she connects the classroom for real-world impact through environmental partnerships and hands-on design challenges. Slagle hails from West Virginia and has been teaching in the Lake Chelan School District since 2016. The winner will be announced during the 2025 Innovator Awards, which are set for November 4th. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will tell you all about a very trainable and people-focused shepherd mix named Kara, one of the many animals up for adoption at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Cooler temperatures with rain likely tomorrow and then once again on Saturday and Sunday. I'll have your local weather details coming up, as well as Eric Granstrom with a look at all the day's sports action as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after these messages.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax. It's done.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Every once in a while, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society gets an adoptable animal that more or less seems like the perfect pet. The star of this week's regular feature, Paws for Pets, is one such pup, a very trainable and people-focused shepherd mix named Kara.
Hi, I'm Corley from Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and today I want to introduce you to Kara. Kara's our, we think, 4-year-old German Shepherd mix, and she's just a wonderful girl. Yeah. Kara came to us as a stray about a month ago, and she is everybody's favorite here. She gets along so well with all of our other dogs. She's what we call a polite player. So she's very easygoing with other dogs. She knows a lot of tricks. She's super smart, as you'd expect with a shepherd. She's very treat motivated, which makes that very easy. Yeah, she's learning some agility things, which is kind of fun. She pays close attention. Yeah, and she knows her sit really well. She also gives paw, and she's working on her stay. Another wonderful thing about Kara is she's polite with people. She doesn't jump up on us, which is so nice, especially since the weather's getting all muddy. She loves going on walks and spending time with people. She's actually been a really great office foster here for our staff. She just loves spending time with us in our office, just relaxing and laying down. And we've even actually been using her as a bit of a training guide for new staff because she's just so easy and sweet. Yeah, so they've been learning some dog handling stuff with Kara. Yeah, she's so good. I think Kara would be great in a home that has kids, honestly, because she's so easy to be around. She's so gentle. She doesn't jump. She's just a really, really sweet girl. She also loves her walks, so I think she'd be a great hiking buddy. Yeah, you would. Hi. So if you'd like to come and meet our Kara, We're open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, and you can come on Wednesday if you make an appointment online, and we would love to introduce you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hi. Oh, sweet girl. Some more B-roll, I guess.
Time now to take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Thursday was a good one. Weather-wise, it was a lot like yesterday with a lot of those high clouds and maybe even some mid-level clouds out there. Very nice shot once again from our Billy Goat tower camera, and that's looking up at Okanagan County. You can see Pateros right here and Brewster just a little farther into the middle part of your screen, but plenty of clouds, a little bit of blue sky and some sun today. But as we get you into tomorrow, everything is going to change. We will see rain increasing. That will be about noon into early afternoon here in the Wenatchee area. Snow levels in the Cascades will fall from 6,500 to 5,000 feet overnight. So we're pretty good as far as mountain snow Friday night into Saturday. For your Saturday, rain is likely with mountain snow, and that's where things are going to change in the mountains. We could see moderate, even heavy snow in Stevens Pass, breezy to even windy conditions. That's going to make travel past very, very difficult Saturday into Sunday because that mountain snow will continue. We will see valley rain once again on Sunday with some breezy conditions, and then just some lingering valley rain as we get you into Monday with temperatures well below where they should be for this time of year. And we'll get into that full forecast in a second. But today, high temperature, a couple of degrees above where we should be. 58 unofficially our high. 56 is our normal high, and 69 our record high temperature. That was set in 1992. We were at 45 this morning, 38 our normal low temperature for this time of year, and our record cold 29, and that was set back in 1980. Sunrise 7:32 this morning, and it sets tonight just before 6 o'clock at 5:58. All right, getting into Friday. Here we go with temperatures almost exactly like today. See a couple of 60s on our map tomorrow, and that's Ephrata and Moses Lake, 59 in Quincy, and then some 57s on our map from Ellensburg into Wenatchee, 56 for Eniat, Chelan, and Omak, Leavenworth, and Cashmere. You will also see a high temperature tomorrow of around 56 degrees. All right, getting you into this forecast now. Tonight we expect mostly cloudy skies. Our ridge of high pressure is slowly moving into western Montana. That is going to allow this cold front and storminess to move our way, and that will happen as we get into Friday. Low temperatures tonight in the mid to upper 40s, and here we go for Friday. Here's our first weather maker, and it's going to bring a flow of clouds into us and some moisture. Look at that. Statewide, we will see rain showers for Friday. 80% chance of the wet stuff with high temperatures mid to upper 50s. Kicking off our weekend, our area of low pressure will slide to the north, and that will bring us another round of moisture with mountain snow on Saturday. Another 80% chance of rain for us Saturday with high temperatures only in the low 50s. By Sunday, cloudy skies. The first system will move through. We do have another area of low pressure in the Gulf of Alaska, which will continue to bring some moisture into Washington state. So we'll keep about a 50% chance of rain mixed with snow on Sunday. Highs in the low 50s. And then as we get you into the next work week, at least briefly, two areas of high pressure will keep us pretty stable on Monday. It will be cool though with high temperatures again in those low 50s. For your Tuesday, we're going to get wet again as we get into the first and middle part of the week. Here is our next weather maker just off the coast of Oregon, and this southwest flow very favorable for us in the Wenatchee Valley to pick up some rain. At least a 60% chance of the wet stuff, only 50 for a high temperature on Tuesday, and then by Wednesday Tuesday, that area of low pressure will go into Canada, but it's going to drag some moisture along with it. Even some more mountain snow on Wednesday. Another 60% chance of rain then, with high temperatures in the low 50s. All right, your 7-day forecast, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. 46 overnight, so it's going to be a little warmer than we've seen the past few nights. 57 Friday, 52 on Saturday, an 80% chance of rain both days, with low temperatures by Saturday dropping down to around 36. About a 50-50 chance for rain on Sunday and 50 degrees. And then we get 1 day of break from the wet stuff on Monday, partly cloudy and 52. And then back to the rain showers for Tuesday and Wednesday, with high temperatures in the low 50s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
You won't be voting for Congress or the presidency this year, but local elections are the place where your voice can make the most difference. Wenatchee Valley candidates are lining up to serve on city councils and school boards on both sides of the Columbia River. NCWLIFE put all of them in the hot seat so you can find the ones who represent you the best. Watch our interviews at these times and dates right here on our channel, or anytime online at ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCWLIFE channel. Your vote matters to us.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
And a good Thursday to you. The Seattle Kraken trying to turn around a 2-game losing streak today in NHL. Play tonight's game in Winnipeg is the final stop on a 6-game road trip before Seattle returns home Saturday to host Edmonton. Tonight's game is on Kong TV. Well, the Seahawks are on a bye week this week after knocking off Houston on Monday Night Football. Seattle's preparing to travel to Washington next Sunday to face the Commanders. Coach Mike McDonald says plenty of good and not so good to go from off of Seattle's last game.
A lot of positive things from the tape, like we talked about last night. A lot of things to work on, which is great. So just it's a good position to be in. You're figuring out ways to win games, and you also feel like you had a lot of room to grow as well. So that's but the importance of this week is we get some rest, we regroup, get a great feel for the things that we're doing well, things we need to improve on, and then have a great plan of attack going into next week.
McDonald says they're looking forward to the bye week to rest and heal up and get Devon Witherspoon, make that Devin Witherspoon, and Julian Love back on the defensive side of the ball.
We get excited about all our guys, but yeah, of course. I mean, I'd be more excited about continuity, having the same crew out there all the time. I think that's really important. I think that's one of the things you've seen even over the last 3 weeks without Spoon and Julian, of have like Tayakata stacking those reps. Drake playing next to each other like that. Nick getting used to hearing the calls from Kobe and Ernest and working with the corner. So, but I mean, you got to play the hand that you're dealt as well. And the guys that have been able to step in, are working to make sure that chemistry stays alive when we're out there.
Washington faces Kansas City in Arrowhead Stadium Monday and will have a short week to turn around and play the Hawks the following Sunday night. The Wenatchee Wild still looking for their second win in Western Hockey League play as they prepare for the weekend. Wenatchee's off to a 1-6-1-1 start this season, taking up last place in the Western Conference with just 4 points. Broadcaster for the Wild, Austin Andrade, says the mood is still pretty positive around the team.
You know, morale is not bad. I think there's an understanding, like you said, there's a lot of hockey left to be played. We got 59 games to go and plenty of time to get there. So I think the guys are aware of that. I'm sure there is a little frustration that sets in when you start out 1-6-1-1, but there's no doubt these guys know the road ahead of them is a long one, and there's plenty of pavement on it.
The Wild will travel to Penticton Friday to face their old rival from the BCHL. Andrade says that rivalry is more for the fans than it is for players.
It's a good rivalry. We've had that rivalry, like you said, since 2015 when we were in the BCHL, and they were our closest opponents back then. So probably not as big a rivalry for the boys, but certainly for our fans, for our organization, for their fans, for their organization. There have been quite a few excellent battles between our teams over the years, and the league has changed, the level has changed, but the rivalry certainly has not.
Tri-State Americans will come to the Town Toyota Center on Saturday, who are also off to a rough start this season. Andrade says the weekend is a chance to pick up 2 big wins.
They got an excellent goaltender in Xavier Wendt. They're a team that has gotten off to some slower starts this season, so they're a team that'll be looking to jump on the board early. We'll need to jump on the board early too. I think that's a game where a good start is it's going to be a good harbinger of who's going to be the team that comes out on top in that game. But Tri-City, they bring in an excellent goaltender. They're trying to get the scoring around to go with. So certainly a couple of games this weekend that we know we can win. It's just a matter of putting everything together for all 60 minutes. The things that we need to fix are very identifiable. It's just a matter of going out and getting it done.
Wenatchee's game in Penticton Friday starts at 7:05. Home game Saturday against Tri-City at 6. Go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets. You can listen for the action with Austin on 560 KPQ. Well, today's in prep sports schedule pretty slim. Just one prep girls soccer game on the books with OMAC visiting Oroville tonight at 6. Prep volleyball schedule a little busier, and it's at Cascade Christian. Moses Lake visits Ephrata, while Wenatchee hosts Eisenhower. Soap Lake plays at Bridgeport. Oroville hosts Pateras. Waterville Mansfield travels to Moses Lake Christian. Eastmont plays at West Valley tonight at 7 o'clock. Well, since we have a little extra time, let's preview what's happening in prep football coming up tomorrow and Saturday. Wenatchee's hosting Sunnyside tomorrow night in the Apple Bowl for homecoming. NCWLIFE will broadcast the game live. Moses Lake hosts West Valley. Davis is at Eisenhower. Eastmont travels to Enumclaw. That'll be Saturday at 1 o'clock. Battle for the Bronze Shoe is in Chelan tomorrow night when Kashmir comes calling. Bulldogs have a 10-game winning streak in the series. Kicks off at 7 o'clock. Other SCAC games tomorrow finds Royal in Natchez Valley. Kai-B visits College Place, while Luke hosts Zilla, and Connell visits Wapato. Quincy's home in Seawack play tomorrow night, hosting East Valley. Ephrata visits Sela. Ellensburg welcomes Prosser. Othello visits Toppenish. Grandview hosts a non-league game against Tri-Cities Prep. OMAC hosting Cascade to go for the regular season Caribou Trail League title tomorrow night. There you see the Bronze Shoe Trophy. Chelan's last win in that series, by the way, back in 2014. For the Bees tomorrow, Okanagan will be at Manson. There you go. Actually, they'll host Manson. I say boats here in my script. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they need a moat or they have a moat to get the boats across them. Anyway, it's Okanagan hosting Manson. Moses Lake Christian visits Bridgeport. Lake Roosevelt travels to Tonasket. Liberty Bell hosts Brewster. Pateras plays at Soap Lake on Saturday. Antioch kicks off at Oakville at 2. Waterville Mansfield will play at Oroville Saturday night at 7. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.
And that will do it for this Thursday edition of the NCWLIFE Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also now available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.